Does Goku lack social grace and the smarts that comes with a formal education? Sure. But so would you if you were raised by a martial artist in the woods. Goku doesn't appear smart, but it would be wildly incorrect to say that he has a low IQ or that he's stupid. Under the theory of multiple intelligences, we find that Goku is actually a diversely smart individual, brandishing bodily kinesthetic, spatial, interpersonal, intrapersonal, and naturalist intelligence. Sure, he might be bad at math, and Dragon Ball Super might have dialed up his academic ignorance a bit for comedic effect, but Goku is by no means a complete idiot. Goku has shown throughout the Dragon Ball franchise that he's not the sharpest tool in the shed, at least when it comes to things like math and science and general social skills. But there's more to being smart than just being able to pass a test or knowing every single custom of a society. Much more. And when we look at everything that intelligence can mean, it's not hard to see that Goku is actually pretty dang smart. Specifically, if we look at the theory of multiple intelligences proposed by Howard Gardner, yeah, that's right, we're bringing in some actual freaking philosophy into this silly Dragon Ball video. We find that there are 8 different measures of intelligence: visual spatial intelligence, linguistic verbal intelligence, logical mathematical intelligence, bodily kinesthetic intelligence, musical intelligence, interpersonal intelligence, intrapersonal intelligence, and naturalistic intelligence. When most people think of something being smart, they're often referring to linguistic, verbal, and logical mathematical intelligence. Simply put, intelligence measured by school and testing. Goku might not show signs of these specific types of intelligence, but that's the point of Gardner's theory, that someone is not an idiot because they lack one or a few of these intelligences. What Goku lacks in academic intelligence, he more than makes up for in naturalistic, bodily kinesthetic, visual spatial, interpersonal, and intrapersonal intelligence. Let's start by taking a look at that first one, naturalistic intelligence. Naturalistic intelligence is essentially just being in tune with nature, which means being able to live off the land. Being curious about and able to learn about species and plants and overall just exploring nature. This is something we see in the very first episode of Dragon Ball. Think about it. When we're first introduced to Son Goku, he's living in the woods, fishing for his dinner, surviving off the land. Clearly, Goku is in tune with nature, so much so that because he lived in the forest for so long, he didn't develop a lot of social skills. Fast forward a bit and we see even more naturalist intelligence from Goku when he made a spirit bomb in his fight against Vegeta. He asked for the energy of the plants and animals and the earth itself. If Goku didn't show an aptitude for being in tune with nature, he would not have been able to master the spirit bomb and use it how he did in this fight. Additionally, Goku has also used nature as a place for training, proving once again that he finds solace and strength in nature, be it when he trained for years in the woods in Dragon Ball, or when he trained with Master Roshi. Furthermore, Goku has shown in some of the filler parts of the anime that he cares deeply about the safety and lives of the animals and plants around him. For example, he made sure to watch the pterodactyl egg in the filler at the end of the Buu saga, ensuring it was safe until hatched. This kind of animal empathy shows that Goku is not just an empty-headed jock with super strength. He's kind, caring, and intelligent, and exploring his other intelligences further proves this. The main type of intelligence under Howard Gardner's theory of multiple intelligences that Goku displays is bodily kinesthetic. Bodily kinesthetic intelligence is, simply put, good body control. Really, it's just physical ability and coordination, all of which are key parts of being a martial artist. And since Goku is a superhumanly strong martial artist, he definitely has bodily kinesthetic intelligence in spades. If Goku was not bodily kinesthetically intelligent, he would not be the martial artist he is today. It doesn't take a genius to put together that since Goku is an incredibly skilled martial artist, it would mean that he knows how to move his body, understands how kinetic energy and redirecting it works, how to throw a punch, how to block, etc. Meaning Goku has a strong grasp on body movement and how to do it well, with which he performs martial arts and trains his body further. The latter is super important as well, since part of bodily kinesthetic intelligence is understanding your body, and how to train and improve it to its greatest potential, something that Goku has shown throughout every training arc in the series. especially during his trip to Namek, when he learned to push his body's limits and recover to get a huge power boost. Another huge piece of evidence that displays Goku's bodily kinesthetic intelligence is his techniques. Think about it. If bodily kinesthetic intelligence is made up of the ability to move your body well and being incredibly coordinated, then Goku doing the proper hand movements for the Kamehameha and memorizing the fusion dance proves that he has a strong sense of coordination, physicality, and muscle memory. Perhaps one of the most important characteristics of bodily kinesthetic intelligence in regards to analyzing Goku's intelligence is that those with great bodily kinesthetic intelligence tend to learn by doing. Think about Goku's signature technique, the Kamehameha. It's not actually his technique. It originated from Master Roshi. Goku witnessed this technique for the first time in Dragon Ball, and after attempting to do it himself and succeeding, albeit a much weaker version, he slowly learned to master it. This tends to be Goku's learning style, seeing someone perform a technique, attempting to do it himself, and then doing it over and over until he's mastered it enough for it to become part of his artillery. Additionally, think about how Goku approaches teaching his sons. With Gohan, he taught him to go Super Saiyan just by having him try over and over again, doing the same thing and trying to push him past Super Saiyan, and with Goten, as well as Trunks, he had them repeat the fusion dance over and over again until they had the muscle memory down. The way Goku teaches is by having his students do a reflection of his own learning style, and further proof that Goku displays a great amount of bodily kinesthetic intelligence. Bodily kinesthetic intelligence goes hand in hand with visual spatial intelligence, another thing that Goku has in spades. Visual spatial intelligence is essentially having a good sense of the space around you, strong visual and visualization skills, and being good with charts, patterns, and pictures. Goku doesn't have the latter as much as the former, but he still has a strong sense of the space around him, has great observation skills, and is great at visualizing. Just by way of being able to fly without problems, use his environment to his advantage, and of course being able to sense others using his energy, Goku clearly has a strong sense of spatial awareness. As for his visual intelligence, part of Goku's ability to copy techniques from others comes from this. Yes, he learns by doing, but he initially learns by seeing. Finally, the best proof of Goku's visual and spatial awareness is his fighting ability. Since his bodily kinesthetic intelligence would mean nothing if he wasn't properly aware of himself and his surroundings, Goku is able to utilize his bodily kinesthetic intelligence and strength to do their fullest, thanks to his visual spatial intelligence. Though not everyone will agree that physical prowess can be classified as intelligence, under Howard Gardner's theory of multiple intelligences, it counts. However, if you're not satisfied with that explanation, consider this. Goku's physical strength would be completely useless if he didn't have a genius-level understanding of martial arts, and how to utilize his strength for attacking and defending. Additionally, while Goku might not be a tactician like Vegeta, he does still know how to plan an attack, and his reflexes and instincts could also be considered a proof of intelligence. Suffice it to say, Goku can't do math, and doesn't understand social cues. Doesn't mean he's a complete idiot. His intellectual strengths just lie in different categories than traditional or academic intelligence. If you still need convincing that Goku is smarter than you realize, let's take a look at the final two categories of intelligence that Goku displays: interpersonal and intrapersonal. Intrapersonal intelligence is the ability to understand oneself, one's goals, and how to achieve them. This should immediately sound like Goku because he constantly states that he wants to get stronger, then trains for days or months under gods and great martial arts masters to achieve this never-ending goal of becoming stronger. Those who exhibit intrapersonal intelligence are also great at self-reflection, something Goku also displays when he loses a fight and realizes that there will always be someone stronger than him, which in turn serves to motivate him further, just to get stronger and better at fighting. This kind of motivational and goal cycle is something that marks great intelligence if you know how to look at it, and Goku's general ideology of always trying to be better can be considered smart, even without Gardner's theory of multiple intelligence is applied to the character. As for interpersonal intelligence, it means having a strong interpersonal skill, meaning someone who is good at understanding and interacting with other people, able to see the intentions, emotions, and goals of others easily. Now, like spatial visual intelligence, Goku doesn't perfectly fit into into this category. As mentioned, growing up in the woods left him with a lot to be desired when it comes to specific social cues and rituals. But think about how Goku interacts with villains. He tends to have a good judgment of his opponents. For example, Goku famously spared Vegeta and Piccolo because he thought they were better rivals than bad guys, believing that they had enough good in them to be a motivator for him without continuing to threaten the Earth. Then on the other hand, with Frieza, Goku understood that he wouldn't ever change, that there was no potential for Frieza to do good, ready to leave him and die and only sparing him out of pity. Most recently, in Dragon Ball Super Broly, Goku used his Super Saiyan God powers to hold Broly in place with some telekinesis, so he could look into his eyes. It was in this moment that Goku proved he has a strong sense of interpersonal intelligence, since he picked up from Broly's gaze that he wasn't a bad guy, just a misguided Saiyan with uncontrollable power. Suffice it to say, Goku is much more in tune with the emotions of himself and others, despite what his lack of social grace might imply. Now then, let's review. Lots of fans think that Goku is dumb because he doesn't have perfect social skills and couldn't pass a math test to save his life. While these things are certainly true, under Howard Gardner's theory of multiple intelligences, there is more than one way to be considered smart. Goku may be lacking in linguistic, verbal, and logical mathematical, but he more than makes up for it with very high levels of bodily kinesthetic, naturalistic, intrapersonal, and interpersonal intelligence, all of which can be seen in his journey to become a great martial artist, his training, the friendships and relationships he made along the way, how he interacts with his sons, and how he fights with and treats his opponents. Simply put, Goku ain't no dummy. Goku is a product of his woodland upbringing, but beyond his academic shortcomings, Goku is a physically and emotionally intelligent individual. So maybe it's time to put this Goku so dumb meme to rest, yeah?